Most marketing metrics for D2C e-commerce brands are just fluff, and the $10 million plus e-commerce brands don't get there by magic or happenstance. They ruthlessly track the metrics that are most important to move the needle and optimize those numbers so that they can confidently and profitably scale. In this video, I'm going to pull back the curtain on the 7 metrics that you need to start tracking for your e-commerce brand and how to improve each so that you can profitably and confidently scale to $1 million, 10 million plus. And look, you're probably wondering, who's this guy and why does he know what metrics are most important for an e-commerce brand or my e-commerce brand? And look, I'm not some fly of the night guru. I've been in the digital marketing and advertising space for over 8 years, and I've audited hundreds of different e-commerce advertising accounts, and I've worked with several brands over $10 million and even a couple 9-figure or $100 million brands. So trust me when I say that these are the most important metrics that you need to be aware of, and I'll show you how to improve each. The first metric that you need to track is customer lifetime value, or LTV as it's more commonly known. Now, what LTV tracks is the lifetime value of a customer, or the total revenue that a customer spends with you over the course of their lifetime. Now, this is obviously super important because most businesses, if they're properly set up, don't really rely on that first sale to be profitable for them. They're willing to spend to acquire that customer, knowing that that customer is going to spend X amount of dollars with them over the course of their lifetime in repeat purchases. So why is this metric so important for D2C e-commerce brands? And why is it so important for scaling? Now, the first point is it focuses on the back end. It focuses on your customer experience, right? So why would a customer buy from you one time, right, if they never want to buy from you again, right? And so that makes you focus on what's most important to your business, which is not only getting them as an initial customer, but satisfying them enough that they want to continue to purchase from you. So it improves your customer experience by making a better product that people can continually buy from you. And it's also one of the main metrics that investors look for in understanding your business health and the profitability of it growing further. And lastly, it allows you to spend more to acquire a customer. Ask yourself, what is more likely to scale, right? A business that can spend $100 for a lifetime value of a customer worth $200, or a business that's able to spend $100 to get a customer that ends up spending $600 worth them. Obviously, the business with $600 in lifetime value is able to spend a lot more because they know they're going to get a lot more revenue from that initial customer. And so they're willing to spend more to get them. So how do you increase your customer lifetime value? Now, simple but easier said than done is, first of all, improving your product and product experience. This is often where businesses get stuck. And the reality is you probably created your product and it's a good first product, but you should always be iterating on that product, listening to customer feedback and understanding where you can improve that product further to further satisfy your customers' needs and what they want from you. I use a lot of software personally, and these softwares are never perfect. There's always little things that I want them to do that they don't do, that these businesses work tirelessly talking with their customers to slowly improve that product experience over time and remove the fluff down to the essential things that their product delivers as the value proposition. So first of all, improve the product. Second of all is get personalized, right? Write little handwritten notes for the customer in the product. Make them known that you appreciate them and that you are important to your business. This activates what's known as the law of reciprocity, which you've probably heard of, but people are likely to reciprocate if you go the extra mile to give them free value. And so go above and beyond, deliver a free gift, deliver a free handwritten note. This will increase reciprocity and get customers coming back because they had a unique, genuine experience with you, and it left them with a very positive feeling and affinity for you and your brand. And lastly is connecting with your customers through a community. Now, similar to the point on the product, you want to be getting customer feedback constantly, and you want to be engaging with your community actively, right? If you're building this large pool of customers, they are actively participating in your brand and that you care about them and their opinions, which of course you should. And so connecting with your customers is super, super important. Now, metric number 2 is MER, or marketing efficiency ratio. Now, what this stands for is the total revenue of your business divided by your total advertising or marketing costs. So this metric is great and really took a big turn to come to the forefront of the e-commerce space at the height of iOS 14, when there was a lot of shifts and changes with the advertising platforms and their reporting. And MER gives you a good visualization of your business holistically so that you can see your business on a macro level, how it's doing. So imagine that you do $1 million per year and you spend $200,000 per year on marketing. That would give you an MER ratio of 0.2, or you could flip the equation and that'd give you an MER of 5, which is very good, which means that 20% of your total revenue is spent on marketing efforts, which is a good ratio to keep. That's what we really recommend e-commerce brands, is to shoot for around that 20% mark so that you're constantly putting more money into new growth while keeping your marketing to a minimum ratio that is still profitable for your business. Another big reason to use MER is that it saves you the time and headache that goes into trying to track tirelessly the actual attribution of each ad account or each marketing channel. Right? Marketing is a blended system of lots of different channels, from organic to paid to sponsorships, influencer marketing. There's so many different channels that customers can discover you from, and a lot of customers go through multiple different channels. And so instead of attributing one singular channel for driving all of the results and trying to figure out the actual ROI that each channel is getting you, you can just look at your total marketing spend, your total revenue. Is that trending up? And is the $2,000 that you're spending here resulting in an increase to top line that you can then reinvest into more marketing? So that's probably the easiest way to track this. You can also do it manually in like a Google spreadsheet by just taking your total marketing spend. So per ad account, let's say you have a Facebook ad spend, you have a Google ad spend, and then you also spend on influencer marketing. Just do all those line items out and then do your total revenue at the top per month. And then you can see what your MER ratio is very, very simply. Okay, the third metric is customer acquisition cost, or CAC, so this is essentially how much it's costing you to buy a new customer for your business. For example, let's say your only marketing channel is Facebook ads. You spent $10,000 there and you got 200 new customers. Then that would mean you have a total CAC of $50, which is a pretty healthy CAC. Now, why do you need to track this? First of all, you need new customers to continue to grow your business. Second of all, it's a metric worth tracking to keep everybody honest and aligned in your business so that everybody knows that this is the CAC target. This is how much we are willing to afford to spend for a customer. And this is what we've traditionally seen as our cost to acquire a customer. So how can you actually track your customer acquisition cost, especially in businesses that have a blended, customer avatar? What you want to do is, first of all, split out your CAC based on customer avatar. So let's say an easy example is you have women as one avatar and then you have men as another avatar, right? What you want to do is separate them because there's likely different pain points and needs that each of these people have and different ways to speak to them. So separate out your women CAC from your men CAC and look at what are the numbers there for the customer acquisition cost of each on your ad platforms. And then create attention grabbing images, videos, creatives in order to express to each of those avatars their actual unique pain points and desires. And that's what's going to give you the best result at reducing your CAC per avatar. Number 4 is website conversion rate. Now, this is a pretty simple one. I think everybody's heard of website conversion rates, and it's still super important to track and do things like conversion rate optimization in order to increase the total number of people who visit your website who actually buy. So conversion rate is essentially takes a percentage of the total people that visit your website to how many people actually buy or convert on your website. So why is this so important? Well, first of all, it combats rising ad costs, right? If you can spend, right, gradually over time, it costs more and more to get people to click on your ads and visit your website. However, if you can get the same number of people to your website, right, but you can increase how many of them actually buy from you, that's a really strong lever to increase your actual profit. Second, it's going to actually reduce your CAC. So if you're sending more customers to your websites or the same amount of customers to your websites, you will actually see more customers converting than if you did it with a lower conversion rate, obviously. So that will improve your CAC, and thus you'll be able to spend more on ads because your CAC is much better. So how do you actually improve your conversion rate? Well, first of all, what you can do is hire a CRO agency. So CRO agencies are great to optimize your Shopify website or whatever platform that you use. So that's the first recommendation. Next is for each of your ads, use a specific landing page for each avatar. So build out landing pages specifically for your actual ads so that each ad goes to a specific landing page and that you can optimize that page so that it converts high. A lot of mistakes that I see with a lot of brands is they send it to just the collection page or the home page, which isn't optimized like a landing page where you can do tweaks on the fly to improve the messaging and the compelling nature of the actual page itself to a conversion. And another tip is to use before and after images on your landing page. Really show that pain point, show that desire that they want, and show people who had the pain and got the desire, right? Show that over and over, show a lot of reviews, show a lot of social proof. That's a great way to increase conversion rates on any business, but especially on your website for your e-commerce product. Number 5 is average order value. So average order value is pretty simple, pretty self-explanatory. It is the average amount a customer spends per order. So let's say for simple math, you have one product on your website and that product is worth $100, right? That would mean that your average order value is $100 all the time. But what you want to do is increase that average order value over time by adding in additional products or increasing your prices to increase that average order value. So why is this so important? Well, you can imagine if you're sending a lot of traffic to your website, right, and your average order value is, just within a normal range, let's say it's $100. If you can send that exact same amount of traffic, but increase your average order value by adding in upsells or additional products to $150, all of a sudden you added an additional $50 per purchase, which multiplied out over all of the different sales massively increases your business profitability. So this allows you to spend more on your customer acquisition costs because your average order value is higher, resulting in a stronger ROAS, and it also allows you to spend more on advertising because, again, your average order value is so much higher, giving you more profit to play with when you make a sale. So how can you increase average order value? Well, first of all, gamify the checkout experience. So what I mean by gamify the checkout experience is make it fun for the customer. Make it so that it is very simple, seamless, and it just is a pleasure to go through. This is something that you don't think about, but the more friction that it creates for buying a product, the less the customer enjoys the process, the less they're going to want to buy from you and increase that average order value. So gamify the checkout experience, add in upsells, add in fun things to add to their carts, right? Take a look at Amazon and what they do, right? And make it really easy for the customer to buy from you. Make it seamless and simple, right? Try to make it as streamlined as possible, as few clicks as possible to get to the purchase, and as seamless as possible to add in additional products to increase the average order value. And thirdly is to do free shipping with bulk purchases. So bulk purchases or combining products together is a great way to increase your average order value. So offer a free shipping discount at a certain price threshold, or offer bulk deals for getting more volume of product that saves them in the long term. And one of the best apps that I use for this on Shopify is Rebuy. They do a great job with this. They're the number one upselling platform. So I recommend checking out Rebuy app on the Shopify App Store. Number 6 is the returning customer rate. Now, this is the percentage of customers on a monthly basis that actually return to your store and buy from you again. Now, this is super important to the same points of average order value and increasing customer lifetime value, right? The more you can get customers to come back and buy from you, the more lifetime value they'll have. And the greater your average order value is, the more they're going to spend with you each time they come back. So all these things really work together to make an e-commerce brand that's super optimized. And that's what allows you to get that customer acquisition cost that allows you to really scale confidently, because you get so much revenue per customer through a great customer product and experience. And so why this is so important, number one, again, it's massively important for increasing LTV. And a lot of your revenue is going to be coming from repeat customers and purchases, right? Like iPhone, for example, or Apple, right? A lot of their customers have already bought from them. They continue to buy from them because there's new iPhones always coming out. Repeat customers make up your business, especially in the long term. Number 2 is helps increase your margins and your profitability by increasing your customer lifetime value. And number 3, it is much, much easier to remarket to an existing customer that's had an experience with your business. They're much more likely to buy from you, and it takes a lot less selling. So it's very, very important to have a strong repeat customer rate. So how can you do this? Well, first of all, create an email list where you can remarket to your existing customers very, very easily, offer VIP deals, offer exclusive access to certain things, offer giveaways, right? This is a great way to increase your customers' retention with you and their viewership on your emails and coming back to your website. Number 2 is run remarketing ads so that you're constantly getting back in front of your customers and reminding them of your products and services. And number 3 is to think about changing your business model, right? A lot of businesses offer one-time products, but think about how can you make it a subscription model? How can you make it so that someone buys this product and then there's a need for them to subscribe and save and purchase from you again in 30 days or 90 days. This is a great way to increase your customer lifetime value, and subscription-based companies have such high multiples and enterprise value. So you definitely want to consider doing that to increase your customer lifetime value and customer returning percentage. And number 7 is days to profit. This is the number of days that it takes a customer to become profitable after their first order. Now, for a lot of e-commerce businesses, they actually lose money acquiring their first customer. Maybe you're different, or maybe your business model is such that you need to profit to acquire your customer. In that case, it makes it very, very hard to scale unless you have a very high priced product, because it costs so much to acquire a customer. You need that back end of repeat customers, high average order value, and high LTV in order to actually scale. And so understanding your days to profit allows you to forecast your cash cycles and your cash flow so that you can confidently reinvest money at the right rate to continue to grow every single month. Another great thing is, especially if you're advertising, you can also leverage credit or credit cards in a way that's efficient and is actually going to work out for you so that you can continue to acquire customers while that profit slowly comes back in the back end. And it prevents you from over leveraging yourself, potentially getting into a risky scenario and overall losing out on a lot of profit. And to that same point, what you want to do is try to condense the amount of profit that you're able to collect to as short a time window as possible. It's a common practice, especially with software, to offer a lifetime plan or an annual plan with a monthly plan, and even a lifetime plan, which offers them unlimited access. So this is a tactic that marketers use to collect as much cash as possible early on. And you should use the same point in your e-commerce business to offer as much product as possible so you can collect as much cash as possible in as short amount of time as possible through annual or bulk sales or whatever it might be, so that you can collect as much cash in that first 30 or 60 days. So to summarize, here are the 7 most important metrics of a $10 million plus e-commerce brand. First, LTV or lifetime value. Second, marketing efficiency ratio. Third, CAC. Fourth is conversion rate optimization or CVR. Fifth is average order value, AOV. Sixth is retention rate or customer return percentage. And 7 is days to profit. Thanks for watching. I hope you did enjoy the video. Make sure to leave a like and leave me a comment if you had any questions or you had any other ideas for what metrics are super important to track for your e-commerce brand. Now, I'd also recommend you checking out this video, which is the mistakes 99% of Facebook advertisers I see making and how to fix them. So check that video out and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.